Welcome to the show, Gord Emmerson, head coach of the Ernestown Barracudas Swim Club. Thank you very much for taking the time with us.
No problem, Brandon. I just want to say hi to all the Belleville swimmers. Hey, guys, I hope you're staying busy and doing the best you can. These are different times, that's for sure, yes.
Definitely. So I'm going to get right into it. I just kind of wondering how your time is going in your little slice of paradise you got there. And after 30 plus years of coaching, how is this time away from the pool treating you?
Actually, the first couple of weeks was kind of nice. You know, you've got a really busy January, February. Then you go to the championship meets in March. Then to have a couple of weeks off at that time was kind of nice. But now, after that, we're looking to get back in the pool. So that's the main thing right now is nobody knows how long it's going to take. You just got to stay busy, do the best you can.
Good. So you've been at Ernestown for a long time here, but wondering if I can jog your memory a bit, if you can tell us maybe some brief memories from possibly each decade, like 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s. See where you can go with.
I appreciate that, yeah. I remember that when I first started, our pool was one of the nicest pools around. There wasn't a Belleville pool. There wasn't a Queens pool. There was no Pan Am pools. The Nepean pool was there. I do remember when I first started, we would go to a swim meet, and all our swimmers would go to the swim meet at the same time. We'd jump on a bus, go to a one-day swim meet, and we'd come home. And all the events, almost every meet you go to, were 100 fly, 100 back, 100 breast, 100 free, and 200 AM, and maybe a 4x50 relay. And that was every event. And there's no computers. To get your entries in back in the good old days, you had to do time cards, write them out, which took hours. You had to mail them. Maybe you remember, Brandon. I'm not sure if that was before your time or not. You had to mail them in. And it took forever. And then results, you had to wait 2 weeks for the results to get all typed up. So things have changed. That was that at the beginning. I do remember my very first meet with our club was at a military pool in Trenton. And I don't think that pool exists anymore. But swimmers like Rima Abdul, who's an Olympian, came out of that pool. Adam Sui started his career in that pool. So good things can happen from small pools, that's for sure.
Definitely. Actually, it's funny that you said the time cards and stuff and the results. And I remember when I first started swimming too, that was my dad was the coach too. So putting in all the individual times in the MS-DOS system, I remember that was my job, following meets every time, right? So.
And then they got the fax entries. And then for a while, you were not allowed to fax your entries. And then as time went on, you only could fax your entries. It was the only way to get in there. And then the current system basically evolved with some trial and error, but it evolved to what it is now, which is so much easier, especially getting results. You couldn't just get results the night of after meet. You waited 2 weeks to get your results. And there was a lot of typos in those results too, yeah. But I do remember the championship meets were usually held at Artillery Park for regional champs, and it was finals for all age groups: 10 and under, 11 and 12, 13 and 14, 15 and over. Finals for all age groups. There's only six lane pool, and there was no B finals back then. And basically, events were what I just said. Basically, maybe hundreds and 200s. There weren't 50s back then, other than 50 freestyle. But our region now, Phil's Nepean, definitely fills your pool. But a picture Artillery Park, if you've ever been there, it's the same size as our pool. Having a regional championships at our pool, you just couldn't pull that off now.
No.
But you guys are very fortunate when they brought your pool online. Things have changed since then, for sure.
Definitely. Yeah. So what are some of your favorite sets, and do you use any like special analogies or anything for correcting technique?
Some of my favorite sets are descending sets. For example, I will do 4 times 75 and then 4 times 100. The 75s might be easy, then the 100's a little quicker, and then 3 times 75, 3 times 100, 2 times 75, 1 times 100, then 1 times 75, and then 1 times 100 all out, and then maybe an easy swim after that. I do a lot of pyramid type sets where they start off with 1 times 75 or 1 times 100, up to 5, then back down. So I like those type of sets. I think it just keeps the kids thinking about their swimming. I think you do a lot of similar stuff. I've been to some of your practices.
Yep.
I'm sorry, what was the other part of the question? Well, a technique?
Yeah. Do you have any do you have any different approaches to, I guess, connect with the athletes there so they know they can put it into their own perspective?
Yeah, I use a lot of key phrases are right on the board when you're doing freestyle: high elbow, early catch, reach and roll, breaststroke, long glide, work your shoot, work your scoop and shoot, a lot of your catchphrases, your backstroke, body roll, butterfly, keep your chin low on your turns, things like that. Good extension off the walls. A lot of reminding swimmers, which you have to remind them all the time, as you know. Yeah.
Definitely. So I don't want to go too much into swimming. I also wanted just to kind of know, what have you been doing with this time off, and what are you doing, from now until you're back in the pool, and any suggestions to swimmers what they should be doing during this period away from the water as well?
Personally, I've been done the first 2 weeks were nice. I got a lot of bit of painting done, a little bit of work around my place. I can do some outside work right now. What I have been doing for my swimmers, though, I've been sending a dry land workout daily, and I've got some of the other coaches to help out on that. And we do different dry land exercises. I've also asked them to submit what they've done in a week, so I can put it on a chart and just got to keep in touch with everybody. For swimmers, I would say eat proper right now, especially right now. Eat proper, stay active, and stay positive. I think those are the big things right now. Who knows what's going to happen? This has never happened in the history of the world before. So we're in uncharted territory. So I think the big key is again, say eat proper, stay active, and stay positive. It's going to go away, and we'll be better for it. I can think someday we're going to say, do you remember that time? I can't wait for that. But do you remember that time we'll talk about this from years ago?
So last question here is, once we do get back, what do you think the new norm will be? And, do you have anything planned, or I know it's a little early, but that might be different to your regular training approach?
This layoff is probably going to be close to what you do in the summertime. So when we come back, it'll be very similar to starting up in September. Just start off with building your endurance again, building your skills. I'm kind of hoping we're back sooner than later, and I'm sure lots of clubs, probably yourself, will be looking at putting on swim meets in maybe July and August, just so kids can swim again. I do feel a little sorry for those kids that are finishing the last season with our club and your club that might not get to swim what they wanted to before they move on to post-secondary education. Because I know all the championship meets in the summer are now canceled. So nobody really knows where it's going from here, but what we're doing is just taking it 2 weeks at a time and hoping for the best.
All right. Well, I think that's good there. So thank you so much for taking the time to do this interview with us. And I think having this up available for the athletes to watch and learn from, and gives them some content during these difficult times. So greatly appreciate you talking to us today.
Yep, I think the big thing now is to just get your physical distancing and stay healthy. Stay healthy and positive. And good luck, Belleville swimmers.
All right. Thanks so much, Gord.
Thank you, Brandon.